Welcome to episode 8 of the Leg Up podcast. I'm Sam, BJ and Borgy. Borgy, how's your week been?
Borgy's got a bit hairier.
Can you do anything? Shake hands? Shake. He's very uneven in the chair. Borgy's had a few drinks.
Yeah.
This is just a video exclusive. We've got no Borgy this week for the Leg Up podcast. We are going to now be putting these on video up on YouTube, but obviously you can continue to listen through Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all your good podcast apps. If none of them are, if the Leg Up's not coming up on your podcast app, let us know and we'll get that sorted. So enjoy the rest of the show.
Say goodbye, Borgy.
See you, Borgy. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 8 of the Leg Up Australia podcast. Woodhead, BJ, no Borgy.
No Borgy this week.
He's decided to go on holidays with his wife, which I think is disgraceful.
I agree.
We have a podcast we do every week, and he just left us.
I know.
High and dry.
Yep, gave us a week's notice. He told us last week after the podcast that he would not be here, and he's not here.
We had a replacement earlier.
Ernie was in the chair.
If you want to check out Borgy's replacement, hit up our YouTube channel. What's our YouTube channel called?
The Leg Up Australia.
Well, it makes sense. Check us out on YouTube. Our quick Borgy replacement. So Blake is going to go through the NRL for us. You're going to go through the NRL for us this
NRL,
week.
Yeah, I'm very
You've been
excited.
waiting for this, haven't you?
We might not even need him anymore. He might be off the podcast.
He's going to lose his job.
Yeah.
You know what? There's a very good chance that Borgy will be listening to this on the way home because he's driving home from the holidays on Friday. He'll be listening to this. So,
sure.
Hi, Borgy and Kate. Hope you had a nice trip away. Borgy may as well go away next week as well.
Yeah.
Blake's done there. He's got the NRL
we'll see how I go.
I'll make the call after. What do you reckon?
Yeah, we'll decide.
All right. Round 6 of the NRL started. Well, it actually started with Borgy's Panthers. Thursday night. Down at Shark Park.
And they led 14-0. They led 14-0 and let the Shark get back into the game. Since that game, we've had the resignation. I don't know whether it was resignation or...
I'll just have a look at that. I don't know if he's actually... Panthers have now come out to say that he's leaving at a certain amount, at a certain time, but 45 minutes ago, Panthers released a statement that Gould will be leaving sooner rather than later.
I watched NRL 360 in preparation for this, as well as AFL 360. But
this is going to be your best podcast, I reckon.
You think so?
Yep.
They did an interview with Brian Fletcher. Thank you. There's only 2 of us, but
maybe I'll get it then.
Brian Fletcher used to be the CEO of Hawkesbury Race Club. Now he's the CEO of...
From the Matty Johns show, Brian Fletcher.
Penrith Panthers. No, not the same name.
I was going to say, I don't know if how he'd go in administration role.
You could possibly get the 2 mixed up, but no. They have the same name. They're probably about 30 or 40 years apart.
Okay.
But Brian Fletcher, he said that they called a meeting earlier in the week, Monday or something like that, just to have a conversation, and they contacted Gus about it, and Gus said that his job has been made redundant. He feels like he's redundant.
Oh, okay.
He's not involved with the footy side anymore.
Yep.
Ivan sort of has the power, which is not what Gus said, but he said he felt that his job is done at Penrith.
Yep. Okay.
So basically that's where they were at, and they got to pay.
So this came out after their loss. So when this happened? Yeah, this happened.
Oh, it was after their loss. Yeah, they lost. Okay. They lost Thursday night.
But usually, a resignation or a big name leaving a club comes after a bad loss. Was this a bad loss, or is it just compound, like a few bad losses in a row? You know, they got beaten by the mighty Titans the week before, and
the mighty Titans. This was a bad loss. Not a bad loss in regards to Cronulla are a good side.
Yeah. Like Borgy last week, he had no hope for Panthers to win this one. So
they were playing at Shark Park, but they're 2-4. Yeah. And they're expected to have won a grand final. Gus has been there for a long time now. Gus has done a good job. Brian Fletcher was saying that when he turned up, they were 110 million in debt, and now they're only 30 million in debt, and that's because they've got some of the more leagues clubs on board. They're running better. Footy team. They have a footy team in place that is capable of winning the grand final.
Yeah.
That's a grand final caliber team.
He came out
but
and
now
said
it's
that.
up to the coach. That
Brian Fletcher.
said what?
That they have a grand final caliber team.
Oh, I think that's a grand final.
Okay. Sorry, I
I'm
was getting
saying that it's
confused.
grand final caliber.
Just the way you said it was like so authoritative. I thought you were talking about Big Fletch.
But I feel like Gus is leaving the place in good order. The football side's going no good.
Yeah.
But that's up to Ivan now because he came.
Yeah, he's done his
job.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But that being said, I don't know. Somebody's going to have to fill the void of Gus Gould because.
But what did he do? What was his actual role? Like, if he didn't have anything to do with the football team, does it really need to be filled?
He was the
role?
manager of football. So basically,
But if he's saying that job was basically non-existent in the end, and some of those manager of footballs, they're usually just there to keep an eye on the coach. So we're assuming that there was a Gould-Cleary clash.
definitely,
Okay.
definitely, they didn't get on. Gould sacked him. So Gould.
That's
sacked him
right. Yeah,
before.
of course. Yeah.
And Gould had hired Wayne, like handshake agreement with Wayne Bennett to come on board and coach the Panthers.
Yeah.
And the board got together and they hired Ivan Cleary, and two people had sort of been hired for the same job, and Gould didn't get his way. Gould likes to have his hands on the football side.
Yeah.
Ivan sort of came back saying, this time around, Gus is going to have nothing to do with the team. But basically, Gus's job when he got there was to get the salary cap in order, fix the junior base at Penrith, and get the clubs in order. And that's what he did.
Oh, that's, yeah.
But somebody's just got to pick up the slack from here.
I know we're going on about this, but where's Gus go next?
Apparently, he was... This is all from AFL, NRL 360.
Oh, I thought it was an exclusive.
No, NRL. I wish it was an exclusive, but
just say it is.
This is an exclusive.
For the leg up.
Cronulla approached him to go and be the manager of football there, and they sort of balked at the price tag.
Apparently he was
of
very
Penrith.
well paid
Yeah,
at Penrith.
but Penrith are going to pay him out now, so that brings Cronulla into the game.
Into the play, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe he might end up at Cronulla.
He could be down there at PointsBet Stadium.
Ooh, Shark
Formerly
Park.
known as
I like
Shark
to
Park.
call it Shark Park. But moving on from
Yeah, they had a
Penrith.
good win over Penrith.
Too good.
Friday night, Bulldogs, Rabbitohs. Rabbitohs got it up over the Doggies
They're
by
not
8
going.
points.
Rabbitohs are going no good. Bulldogs are going no good. With that being said, like the Rabbitohs record is pretty good.
Yeah,
But
I
they're
didn't
not
think
winning.
they were
They're
going
winning
that
pretty
badly.
ugly. Like they should
Winning
have
ugly.
Winning ugly is not
is
a bad
still
thing.
winning.
It's winning, but we'll see when they come up against the real side.
Friday night's game. Now, obviously, I tune into every Roosters games because I'm
You're now a
massive
Roosters supporter, yeah.
They actually approached me being the one ticket holder.
Really?
Yeah, since I came out last week and denounced my love for Broncos. I didn't, but they. What a fantastic game!
That was a great game of footy.
Yeah.
It was over at one stage. Roosters skipped
Well, yeah,
out
they
to
were
a lead.
20. It was 20
20
nil.
nil.
At the half? No.
No, it was 26 at halftime or something like that.
Right.
38th minute, 37th minute, Josh Addo-Carr scored to make it 20-6.
Yeah.
Brody Croft kicked the goal. How good was Latrell?
Latrell. He's ice.
He is an absolute superstar.
He was. We were going nuts in our house. Because, as I mentioned before, my wife's a huge Roosters supporter. We love him. He's so good. He has ice in his veins. He took that so cool. And you see him just... apparently they'll give him... He said after they'll give him plenty of lip service, so he wanted to go and rub it in, but he's maturing every game. I think that is probably, as a Queenslander, is the scariest thing.
It was a little fake.
Yeah.
It was a little fake.
Kronk still had the hands up. He still had his hands up when Latrell kicked it.
But that was a tough kick. He was like 10 metres from the sideline, nearly 40 metres out, and he absolutely smashed it. Put it into the third row.
Yeah, that was a fantastic... I tell you what, I would have liked that. I had a very good weekend on the punt. I know we usually leave betting towards the end of the show. If Victor Radley scored a try in that game for my all-up multi-sport multi-plus in-game multis, I wouldn't be here.
That would have been nice. You would have been on holidays with
I would
Borgy.
have been-
I would have
no.
been doing the podcast.
Everyone would have come with me. It was, we were cheering Victor like nothing else. Yeah, but what a game. Far out. Like that lived up to everything that it could have
I
been.
wouldn't be surprised if both of them, they're back in the grand final. Same grand final as last year. They're two good football sides.
Yeah, I even think that Borgy might have even said that in the first episode that he thought that would be the grand final.
Yeah, it's a big chance. Borgy might get one thing right.
We can't say anything. We got everything wrong.
No,
we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Saturday's games, Warriors, Cowboys at Warriors. I think we all picked Warriors on this one, or I can't remember.
Yeah,
I remember we called it a snooze fest.
Yeah, that was a snooze fest.
Yeah.
That was a snooze fest.
Dragons, Seagulls, another snooze fest.
That was... We were home until the 78th minute.
What happened?
We just got camped on our own line. I got a problem with this game. Did you watch any of this game?
Saturday afternoon, I was watching. No, I didn't watch this game. I was watching footy, but I wasn't.
It was a good game of footy. Low scoring game. Second half, Manly hit the front. And
that was Saturday night. No, I wasn't watching it.
They were hanging on.
Yeah.
Like they just couldn't hold on to the ball. Nothing was going their way, and then they were camped on their line. And eventually, the Michele Ravalawa, remember I mentioned him? He ended up scoring the try.
Oh, you did too. I remember that because when I re-listened to it, I kept getting his name wrong.
Pre-season,
Michaela.
But he scored on the bell, but they got a penalty late in the game. Ben Hunt kicked across field, and Manly took the ball easily and ran 20 metres, and the referee pulled it up and went to the video referee. There was absolutely no doubt that there was no try. There was no chance of scoring a try or anything like that.
Yeah.
But because it was on the line, they went to the video referee to look at a trip.
Oh.
And they found a trip. And then Manly got penalised for it. It was obvious. It was definitely a trip.
Yeah.
But if you can't see it in the run with that many referees, you can't go to the video referee
I feel
when
like
there's no chance of
This
scoring.
is an argument that's been going on for years with rugby league. Like, you aren't... And you got to remember, they analyse this stuff in slow-mo. Like, it's... I agree. Like, they should only be able to... So what is it at the moment? They can only call back on scoring play.
I think it's something like that, yeah. But, like, it is a get-out clause. Like,
yes.
if they feel that there's... I think there needs to be a chance of a try. But this was no... The ball was never on the ground. It was never close to being a try. It was just a change of possession within the 10-metre line. Yeah. And they called it and said, hey, have a look at this. We know it's not a try, but there's a chance of a try.
Not.
I think that's wrong.
Yeah, I agree with that, actually.
It goes down the other end.
We're agreeing.
Yeah, we're agreeing.
We usually disagree on it.
Borgy.
Nah.
We don't need Borgy.
Borgy would be telling us to hurry up.
Yeah, and then Manly go down the other end of the field.
Yeah.
We do a cross-field kick, which is caught, and it's an definite penalty on the play, but they don't call it up. They don't go upstairs to have a look at it. So the Dragons played one of the Manly boys off the ball, and it was definitely a penalty. Even the commentator said it's not a biased opinion, but it was a penalty. And
without saying it sounds biased already.
It could be biased, but Daly Cherry Evans could have had the chance to level up and go to extra time if they do the same thing. They gave them the same opportunity that the Dragons were given down the other end of the field less than 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so I'm not happy about that.
Well,
but
it sounds
we can move on.
But actually, who's Manly got this week? I feel like I tipped them.
We're playing.
They were outsiders
Canberra.
and I tipped them.
Playing the Raiders.
Yeah, I tipped them. And they're outsiders.
Luke Hilton's team, our mate.
And Luke Hilton seems to get a mention on every single...
We only have a couple of friends, so they always get a mention.
And then let's go to
What about your Titans?
Wait.
38-14, they beat the Knights. Is that the Titan song, or is that like an NRL play on?
We're the golden blue to premierships our aim. Okay, I've never heard that song before in my life, but that could be the worst club song I've ever heard in my life. Have you heard that before?
I've never heard it before. I just make up Manly's song every time.
Oh, do you? You've been supporting Manly for 30 years of your life and never learnt the song.
Oh, I know the first few words, but then I just...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, see, maybe it's different in AFL because it's so important. Like, everyone knows their team song. I sing the Collingwood song to my unborn baby.
Do you?
Yeah, because I read somewhere like they can hear you and stuff. So that's weird. But, yeah, Titans absolutely put it on the Knights. I think it was 30-0 at one stage.
Yeah, well, it ended up 38-14.
Yeah.
The Knights were no good.
Also, Borgy's tip for the three-way multi, which we'll get to a little bit
I thought
later.
the Knights would win that game as well.
You know what? I actually said to him, why don't you go on with the start? Obviously, he wasn't going to take him a,
24 and a
24
half
and a half
start. That would have been all right.
Yeah, that would have been good. Probably would have got $1.04 for it. But, yeah, they were... I'll tell you what, we actually had someone message through because we were laughing last week about how the mighty Seabus Fortress or compound...
The Fortress, you can't go there and win.
Someone messaged through saying that they're putting a show on up at the compound.
Well, they went good.
They went very well.
The Titans. Tyrone Roberts. Is that his name?
Oh, geez,
He went.
I saw a chip and chase by him.
He went good.
Right
He was
in
just
the
kept
last... Yeah.
throwing the dummy, going around him.
Yeah.
Too good. He was... Yeah,
It was like it's
outstanding.
playing kids. You know when you play with kids and you're like, oh, I'll chip over here, I'll throw it, I'll trick. He was just all over it.
You ever scored one of those tries, a little chip over the top try?
No. I was 8 to 9 meters every third run when I played.
Yeah, and just barnstorming.
Just
carrying...
just a heavy...
Carrying a 7-year-old
just a
over the
workload.
line.
Just a workload.
I scored a chip over the try.
Chip over the
top try once in my career.
like playing actual football. This
Actual
was against
footy.
kids.
It wasn't in the backyard.
Oh, okay.
It was actual footy.
No, my chips are no good. Who were you playing for first?
It was actually in Japan. I was playing for...
Oh, bullshit.
100%.
Who were you playing for in Japan?
New South Wales universities versus Japan.
Oh, God.
And
I didn't know we had it internationally.
Yeah.
Wow.
Only just, but I was one of the worst players on the team. But
Well, not
I
that
scored
day.
that day I was getting yelled at for doing it, and then it just turned out like...
Hold on. So you were getting yelled at for doing it. So how many times have you attempted it previously?
This is the only one.
Oh, okay.
I was just getting yelled at because it was the fifth tackle. I wasn't getting yelled at. It was just after it happened. It was like, oh, don't do that. And then it just came off, and I scored.
Did you rub
And
it in
then
your own player's face?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
And
you have to.
And I remember...
You have to.
I remember, like, after I scored it, the announcer was like, what a try by New South Wales number 6, Blake Johnston.
In Japanese.
And I was like, no, that was in English.
Was it televised here?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it must have been, I don't know.
Well, has this come over the speaker?
Yeah, it was on the speaker.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the crowd like?
There was about 3 people
Okay.
there. And it was AstroTurf. And we did win nice and easy, so that's...
On
probably why I did
AstroTurf,
it.
I never played on artificial surface.
Yeah, well, that one was okay. I didn't actually, get too grazed up or anything like that. But, that is my story of my chip over the top try.
Yeah, I've
you
never
might
done
get
a
to
chip.
score one, though, because we're going to be playing in the Borgy.
We've been talking
Here's the
about...
announcement.
We've been talking about Borgy's touch football team the last couple of weeks. Blake and I have decided to join it.
We are joining the team. Exciting stuff.
I haven't played. You know what? Actually, I want to touch grand final at like a good. Our school was in I think a pretty good touch comp. If anyone's listening from my school, and I know some of my mates still do. Hey, Ernie.
Ernie.
Ernie's back. My dog.
Borgy, stop licking my elbow.
Yeah, I used to be cracking winger. Quick.
You would have been a big fella on the wing.
Yeah.
Like Manu Vadavai.
I can't wait
but
till you
taller.
see my step. And I know I'm calling this early because we don't start for another 2 weeks. But we'll get some footage for the leg up. We'll get some slow-mo
It's not
footage.
next week. It's the week after we start.
13th.
Oh, no, that's 3 weeks.
Is it?
Or something. No, it's not. Might not
Oh,
be.
yeah, it might be. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, you can kick in this touch comp. So we'll keep you guys informed. We're assuming we're going to be the best on the team.
Put some highlights in. Apparently, Borgy's the best on the team at the moment. So we
Yeah,
can't
they did
take
all
that
say
then.
that.
Yeah, they said
He's the funny guy too. Remember how he was pretending he thought he was the funny guy last week on the podcast?
Yeah, he's the funny guy in
He's
the
the
team
funny
as
guy.
well. I just want to get what they said about him. Oh, they said he's a superstar or something like. He's the only superstar on the team. So well done, Borgy, for being the superstar on the team. I'm sure it's a very good team.
Now we're there. We'll let listeners. We'll let you know if he's been just pulling their leg and just doing chip and chases the whole time. And
I'm excited. It's going to be a bit of fun.
it'll be good.
Hopefully
It'll be
we
good.
can
Be good for the leg up followers to enjoy as well,
get a few meat pies.
or not. Yeah, I'll have a meat pie.
Yeah, on the field. Like a try because it rhymes.
Okay, yeah, I knew that.
Because I used to score a few of those back in the day.
I haven't played touch for over 10 years.
Used to call them meat pies.
Yeah, we all got it. The dog left the room. Sunday afternoon, we've got 2 games. Come on, Borgy this would be stressing Borgy out that we've been talking about.
Yeah, we've been talking way too long. But
Canberra got over the Broncos.
Canberra are flying.
Yeah, that was. Hey, Monday's game out at what's the new stadium called?
Parramatta.
Bankwest
Stadium. Yeah.
They had 29,000. So nearly capacity. They said it was sold out, so they must be still working on certain areas of the stadium. But far out, it was a fill up for the Para team. They were unbelievable. Jennings he's ready for Origin.
Jennings was flying.
He's ready for Origin.
The speed is back.
Yeah.
The West Tigers weren't there though.
Nah.
But it's tough to turn up to. Parramatta were absolute certainties in that game.
When Moses went over, I think it was only like
and it was from the
10
20-minute tap?
Yeah. Was that the first try?
Oh, that might have been the second try, something like that.
When he went in for that first try, was it 13th minute? When he went in for that first try, he
yeah, that was it. It was off the tap.
Was it? Yeah. You knew. I felt right there and then I was ready to take Para minus 24.5. Like I knew they were going to smash him.
The comp is so close that it's just mentality.
Both codes. Both codes. That's what's so amazing with the footy this year. It's terrible for tipping or punting.
Tough.
But yeah, it's so enjoyable.
Maybe we just need to start taking outsiders because it is so close. I think the mental aspect of the game is so important.
I tipped 4-legger this week and I got 1 leg wrong on Facebook. And they were $1.20 favourites at home.
Okay, well, you're on it. You're getting back into form.
That? I'm coming. I'm betting myself back into form.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we've got the footy starts tomorrow, Thursday, Anzac Day. You've got Roosters, Dragons. You got 2 games on, don't you?
Yeah.
Then
Roosters,
the Storm
Dragons.
Warriors. It's starting to. AFL kind of always had that Anzac Day sewn up, I feel. But now the rugby league one, like with a little bit more theatrics beforehand and a little bit more reflection and all that, I'm looking forward to.
This game's a cracker.
Yeah.
I love this.
Roosters, Dragons.
Yeah, 4:00 starts tomorrow. I'm going to post up and watch this game.
I will not be watching it because the Collingwood game starts at, I think, 3:20. See, can't they figure this out?
You'd think so.
Why can't they? Like, there's 3 games of football on during the day. Like,
You'd think so.
yeah,
The
like
Collingwood game could be at 2:00.
yeah, exactly right. Or even one of the rugby league games and split them up because one's
Yeah.
in Melbourne, one's in Sydney.
Put this game on at 6:00.
Yeah,
Under
exactly.
lights.
Yeah, it's 6:00 and put
The other game on at 2:00.
Yeah,
Nobody wants to watch the other game, really.
Melbourne Warriors.
We'll watch it. We'll all watch it. But
Yeah,
it's not the same
because
game.
it's there, but you watch every game. That's why we need cohesion between the codes, and we're calling for it. We're the only media outlet. We're not calling ourselves a media outlet.
We are a media outlet.
That is calling for cohesion between AFL, NRL. That's it. I don't care about union or
Soccer.
soccer.
Touch footy. Do you know what? I was like, I woke up early the other day.
Did you watch
and
the touch
guess what
footy
was
up
on
here?
TV?
Yeah, it was a touch footy
Was
at
it
Seabus.
Oztag?
Nah.
No, I watched the Oztag.
Oh, no. Broncos Titans played in the men's played at Seabus Stadium before the Titans game. And then the women's, it was... Oh, mate, the women's touch football teams shit on the men's.
Did they?
Oh, they were so much quicker than the men's. Where was I watching this?
Do you reckon they'll televise our games?
Possibly.
Monday night.
Once we're in there.
Yeah, once there's a bit of showmanship, a bit of flair.
Davey, there's a bloke in here that Borgy hates us mention, doesn't want us to mention. He doesn't hate us, but he's a good bloke. We're looking forward to playing with him. He strapped a horse for me once at Sunshine Coast. He's one of Queensland's best strappers.
Did it win? He's a good strapper.
It was third. But it was spooked in the stalls. He was good though. That kept
looked after the horse.
Relaxed. Yeah,
he was strapping for David Hayes or something the
other day
around Magic Millions time. Last time I spoke to him, but Borgy speaks to him every week. But he's in our team. Good old Davey.
So that'll be fun. But yeah, with me, Davey, they'll definitely get televised. So Collingwood's game's on at 3:20. So yeah, surely they can figure that stuff out. Come on. Hey, I want to get a tip on each of them. Roosters versus Dragons. Who wins that?
With the Roosters. The Jake Friend's back in. Your man Victor Radley moves to lock.
Victor the Inflictor.
Kiri's out.
He was anytime try scorer $1.70. Victor.
That seems unders to me.
What do you mean?
Under the price. I thought he'd be a longer price than that.
I think he was.
But that's
I had it in at any time. You know how they muck around with the same game multis.
Yeah, that's fair. But
friend Victor.
Kiri's out.
He's injured.
Latrell 5'8". But that's okay. I think that just should be too good. But it's going to be a close game because Dragons always get up for this one.
Yeah.
And the Storm should win. But the
Storm
Warriors always get up for that one as well.
They're paying $5.75 by the way, Warriors.
Yeah,
to win.
$1.14.
Friday night, Bulldogs versus Cowboys at ANZ Stadium. The markets can't split them.
Taumalolo named on the bench.
Back.
Maybe.
Recovered from his knee.
$1.90 and $1.90. I'm not sure whether he's going to be in or he's going to be out, but if Taumalolo's there, they should
So
beat the
Taumalomo's in. Cowboys win.
Too good.
Friday night, the second game. Borgy's Panthers take on the Rabbitohs at Panthers Stadium. I'm actually tipping an upset here. I reckon Panthers win. I thought I'd get in before you.
I think that they could win as well. The bounce back.
Are you
effect.
tipping them though?
Yeah.
Okay, we're both tipping.
Yeah.
Borgy, that's in remembrance of you.
Go the Panthers.
Vale Borgy. Saturday, West Tigers versus the mighty Gold Coast Titans at Scully Park.
The mighty Titans.
The mighty Titans versus the mightless Tigers. Surely there's a bounce back here from the Tigers after that thrashing.
I actually think that they might be one of the better bets around.
Yeah.
The Tigers. That bounce back effect. They
were embarrassed.
They're running into a Titans side that have got their wins on the board.
They got their mojo back. But the Titans will bounce back here. I reckon.
Saturday
night, Broncos versus Sharks up here or up at Suncorp. Who do you like, Blake?
That's a tough one. The Broncos need a win. They're going.
This is their win, I think. I think this is the win we get.
No good. The halves are going no good. Tavita Pengai Jr. is back in the side, so that might help.
After coming back from suspension?
James Roberts. I think he was, I don't know. Yeah, suspension.
Yeah.
He did that thing to Cooper Cronk.
Cooper Cronk, yeah. I remember
your
that.
man, Cooper Cronk.
They're all my men.
James Roberts is there.
The Jet?
Yeah, the Jet. There's talk about him going to South. There's also talk about Latrell going to South with that $1.2 million that they got to spend.
They can't. Latrell.
Might happen.
Nah, he's Uncle Nick.
Trelly.
Uncle Nick
They call him
Pilatus, my man down at Roosters.
You know him?
He'll keep Latrell. Yeah, mate.
Bought a couple of cars off him?
Number one ticket holder. Is that where he made his money? I have no idea.
I think he's cars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got no idea. No, he's a very influential man, and I'm sure he can influence Latrell to stay at Roosters.
Oh, we'll see what happens. But no, there's talk.
Money talks. So you taking Broncos or Sharks on this one?
Broncos.
Okay. Sunday's games. The mighty Manly Warringah Sea-Eagles.
Go the Sea-Eagles.
Versus the Canberra Raiders.
I love this game every year.
Do you? Oh, because you and Hilda.
Yeah. Because Hilda and I probably have a little side bet.
Little.
Yeah, we have a little side bet.
Yeah, you're both desperate. It'll be.
But I'll get it. Oh, he's going to get overs because we bet even money regardless of the price.
Yeah, see. This is going to be a tough game. I think you're only 205 because it's at Lotto Land, but it could have been
if it
a
was
bigger
there,
spread.
If it was there, it'd be much tougher.
Your boys, any chance?
I don't know. I'd like to see Tommy back in the side, but we're going all right without him.
I know we mentioned Hildo far too much. For anyone that just tuned into this episode, we have to remember to do this stuff because we're new to podcasting as well, so we need to bring you back into the loop. We talk about our mate Hildo, Luke Hilton, champion trainer out of horse trainer out of Gosford. I have no idea why he gets mentioned so much, but he's like one of the three of us mutual friends. He's a massive Canberra Raiders fan. He listens to our podcast religiously, so he'll be loving this that he's getting another thing. But we
got the Raiders looking ball.
That is not a Raiders ball.
Looks like a Raiders ball.
It's a Aussie touch. I got a touch ball.
Hey, did you see Jason Croker did a little comment on our photo of the Raiders ball?
No?
Yeah, Marlowe tagged him.
Oh,
Our
right.
other friend, Luke Marlowe, who's the race caller in Singapore, he tagged Jared Croker, and then Jared Croker commented.
Oh, really?
So
Because he's mates with Croker, isn't he?
Yeah.
Jared, if you're listening, come on, we'll give you this ball. We'll give you the Canberra ball. Where did you get that Canberra
We'll
ball?
give him a beer.
We're drinking a delicious beer today, guys. It's the Burley Big Head again. It's carb free. I'm trying to lose a few kilos before I start touch and then the Dakota
Imagine how thin you're going to be by the end of the season.
By how many beers I'm drinking?
No, by how many beers you're drinking because they're carb free and how many tries you're going to be scoring down that wing.
I wonder if they'll let me on the wing.
Do you reckon you'll end up on the wing?
I cannot play anywhere else.
I
have no ball play. I have no.
Just stand out.
Just leave me out there.
Yeah.
Or I just want
Just
someone to
sprint.
step in. I'll show you.
Do you go? You
know what they used to call
Which
me?
wing would you prefer to be on?
Doesn't matter.
The right, left?
Both steps strong. Yeah,
Both
they
steps
used
are
to call
strong.
me Big Benji.
Big Benji.
Yeah, like the London clock and.
Do you usually
Benji Marshall.
Do you like to drag the winger out and then beat him back on the inside, or do you like to keep him in and then?
I'll be honest
burn
with
him
you.
your
Speed is not. Yes, I knew where you're going with that. The speed. It's just. I think someone seeing a 120 kilo plus person attempt to step, so it's more of a shock and awe. It's
okay.
It's like a flash. You know what I mean? And then, and then I'm around them slowly. I need to have someone about the same size on the wing.
So
like
they
my
sort of just
opponent.
go up and they're like, "Oh, I've got this
I got
guy,
this guy.
easy,"
He's got
and they're sort of
nothing.
just
And then it's like,
and then
and
they
then
get shocked.
It's like a whip, and I'm out.
Out, gone.
I'm out.
See you later.
I've only got one in each game.
Well, I can't wait
I've only
to
got
see
one.
this.
I've only
So
got one in me.
You get them with the shock factor straight away.
Yeah, I shock them and then I awe them with the try.
Yeah, so maybe what we'll do is we'll hold off giving you the ball until they get a little bit tired.
I'm a specialist.
You know,
I'm a specialist,
and we'll give you the good chance to score the try.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
All right.
Oh,
well,
every
excited.
time we go off topic, I mean it's on topic. I just hear Borgy's voice in my head, just saying, "Okay,
Raiders
let's
Manly,
get back
Raiders
to-
Manly. Come on,
Raiders
who you
Manly.
tipping?
Who you tipping?"
You don't have to ask, but Manly.
You know what? I'm going to tip Manly as well.
Oh, the Seagulls, yes.
You
I
know
love
what I
it
like?
when we
I'm
agree.
going for upsets.
We're in alignment.
We're cohesive.
Cohesive
That's my
today.
word of the day.
We're so cohesive.
Last game of the round, Knights versus Parramatta at McDonald Jones Stadium. Knights coming off a terrible loss to the Gold Coast Titans. Para coming off a fantastic win to the West Tigers. What is this, Sunday? Yeah. Who takes this? I smell an upset in this one as well.
You're smelling the upset. I'm not.
Okay.
I think Parramatta are just going too good. Parramatta are not.
All right, let's see. They're paying $2.20 the Knights. Maybe
Still,
with a start.
they still haven't
How do I get in
signed
there?
Mitchell Moses and Clint Gutherson.
King Guth.
King Guth, the man at the back.
He could go to South.
The man that's
1.2.
on everybody's lips.
Oh, okay. It's an interesting way of talking about a football player.
Yeah. Well, this is who I reckon Guth is a chance of going to.
Tell me.
The Bulldoggies,
Yeah.
because they don't really have a fullback. Manly. He could end up at Manly, or he could end up at the Cowboys. Which one do you
the
reckon?
last one's quite interesting,
You reckon
isn't
the
it?
Cowboys?
Yeah.
Because Cowboys thought that they'd be a chance of signing Valentine Holmes
after
if he
his
didn't
thing.
get the
But
contract.
I feel like that's still something that very much could happen.
So
But they wouldn't be holding out hope for that.
No, I don't think so either. They'd
They're still
have
got to
to
get on with their season.
They got Tamare Martin playing fullback, so there is a spot for him there. And 750,000 is an absolute bargain
for
Guth.
Yes, I tend to agree. I didn't know it was that much, and when I was re-listening to our podcast today, I thought, yeah, that's
He's the lowest paid captain in the NRL.
Yeah.
And it should have been an easy signature for Parramatta. They
Yeah.
should have signed him. It should be all done. We
There's
shouldn't
gotta be
have these
something
clubs
there.
sniffing. Manly are sniffing, hopefully. that's fingers crossed.
Okay,
That's
so I thought it was another
complete
exclusive.
speculation.
I thought you were giving us another exclusive.
Mitchell Moses, this is who I think chances of signing him. The Brisbane Broncos.
Okay.
Their halves are not firing. Anthony Milford and Cody Nikorima.
Not at all, yes.
So big chance of ending up there. The Roosters. Cooper Cronk is close to retirement.
Yep.
And the Warriors. They need to replace Sean Johnson.
I don't know. Moses, he's got a big family connection back in Sydney. I can't really see him.
So you reckon the Roosters?
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
750,000. That's all he's on. I think that's a bargain because all other
How
halves
many
in the
years
comp.
his friend got left in him? He looks 100.
I was saying that Victor Adley's probably going to end up playing hooker eventually a couple of podcasts ago. But I would suggest that he doesn't have long to go.
Yeah,
2 or 3 years maximum.
Could be room. Okay.
I think Cronk.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I'd say I reckon he might end up at the Broncos.
That'd be good. Well,
you're a Rooster supporter.
When I
You're
used
a
to go
Rooster supporter now. But
all right, beautiful. Thank you for that. Have you got any more on the NRL? Because we might
no, I don't.
switch on
Do you
over
want
to
do you want me to go through and give you a quick multi?
You want to? Oh,
I haven't
okay.
even thought about it yet, but I'll just do a little scroll.
Oh, here we go.
And we'll put it together.
All right.
All right.
We'll go through. We'll do a quick multi.
Borgy, guess
podcast.
what? Borgy sent through his
Oh yeah, his clan bet.
His clan bet.
Yeah, so we've still got our 3-way bet going. At the end of this episode, we are in desperate need of a win. Blake's going to give him more form than this. You've got to give more form than this. Oh, you've got it. You've got it loaded. Oh, okay, you've done it. Okay. Oh, you're just trying to sound like you're doing it on the fly.
Doing it on the fly.
You're not
I
doing
just
it on
don't
the
have
fly.
it on the loaded in the slip.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
point
How
today,
much?
you know?
Okay. All right, but remember, we've still got Borgies coming out on Facebook. Probably at...
I know what Borgies was.
No, but that's his 3-way bet.
Yeah.
So...
Okay, hang on. I'm looking for rugby league in NRL matches. I'm just going to load these into my slip. So let's go Roosters to win at $1.42. I'm going to stay away from Melbourne, New Zealand Warriors because I just think that's a bit of a...
Short.
A bit short.
Yeah.
Bit short, and I don't want to be giving them 15.5.
Yeah.
Then we are moving on to... I think the West Tigers are one of the better bets of the round. So let's take the West Tigers at -2.5 against your Gold Coast Titans. And then let's go the Eels straight out at $1.70. And that is the multi for me.
What do we got price-wise?
$4.58.
Nice.
That's all right.
Yeah, any of them will boost it up.
Bet boosted $4.80.
Really?
Yeah, that's all they gave me.
Oh, okay. We won't name that betting agency.
Yeah. Losers.
We could do more than that.
Yeah. 100%.
All right, beauty. We might actually take a quick break. We might refill these beers. And we'll come back and talk a bit of AFL after this.
Later, homies.
Ciao.
Welcome back to the Leg Up podcast where... Moving on to AFL. Don't laugh at me.
That was good? That was a good.
How's my energy?
The energy's good.
Yeah.
The energy's good.
I think I'm good at energy.
You bring me energy.
Yeah, I try
Yeah,
to.
you do. Thank you.
Because Borgy's a bit lackluster.
Yeah, he warms up. He's a warmer-upper.
Especially when he's not here.
He's a warm-up, isn't it? He's going to listen to us and think, we get such a serve. We do miss you, Borgy.
We miss you, Borgy. We're excited
It's
for
hard.
you to come back.
The dynamics is really different when there's three because now we are looking in each other's eyes. I mean, it's
nice.
It's lovely, but it's intense.
It's intense.
Yeah, you don't blink.
Not very often. Maybe it's my glasses.
It's really weird.
I don't get any dust in my eyes.
Oh, okay.
Guess what I did this week?
Tell me.
I watched AFL 360 because I know that I'm not very involved in this segment and I want to become more informed on AFL, I would say.
It warms my heart to know that you're doing that.
Yeah.
You know what? I love AFL 360. AFL 360 is a show that's been going on for, I think, 10 years now or 9 years. So it was the first of what they call magazine shows. So so much has spun off from that, like obviously NRL 360. And that's a fantastic show as well. You know, I love the dynamics between, in NRL 360, it's ex-player turned media, Ben Ikin
and Paul.
Then you've got a pure media, and I won't say personality because these people are usually behind the computer screen. Do you know what I mean? Like you would never know Paul Kent or Mark Robinson, who's the same kind of the equivalent on AFL 360. So Paul Kent wouldn't have had a TV job if Mark Robinson did such a good job.
Paved the way.
Yeah, he really paved the way. And they do fantastic. And NRL 360 is almost taken up to another level by having Buzz Rothfield on there. And sometimes they get that other reporter, the bald-headed bloke. I like him. Anyway.
Not sure what his name is.
He's always in the New South Wales camp. Hooper. Hoops.
Oh, Hoops.
I think he has a horse with Hildo.
Okay.
Just another Hildo mention.
The bloke on AFL 360
He's on a
with
band.
the little...
Yeah, that's Robbo with a little flavour saver.
Do we like him?
Yeah, we do.
We do.
We do.
See, he rubbed me up the wrong way when I was watching it
But
today.
he does that. He does that. Like, Elise doesn't like him. A lot of people I know don't like him. I know he knows my sister, like, personally, because Elise... my sister works for news.
Okay.
And she said he's just wonderful, got the time of day for everyone, but he's just a knockabout. Like, you got to remember, this guy... He would have gone in with some media training, I suppose, to get the show on. But this guy wasn't. He was media, not a TV personality. Like, he was just head football writer. He just had like the tackle box type thing in the back page. So I think he's done fantastic.
I understand.
So I like him, yeah.
The blokes back in the day didn't have the grounding that the new school journalists do of going to university and doing all that.
Absolutely.
Not to say that he didn't go to
university. But I
I
think the rawness of him is fantastic. And he's got himself into trouble, but nothing really bad because he's not a bad person, but he does say the wrong thing sometimes. Like he's not as polished as Jared Wheatley, who's the host of AFL 360. Now, he is cricket commentator, horse racing commentator. He does the breakfast slot now on SEN, which is Melbourne's biggest radio station, which is just all sports. He is probably one of the most influential media personalities in AFL, close to sport in Australia. So he is very polished. He's a very big Black Caviar fan.
Really?
Actually, he wrote the book on Black Caviar.
Did he?
Yeah, just a little bit.
I haven't read it, but...
Yeah, you remember
one
Black
day.
Caviar?
Yeah, I remember her.
He loves her. And Robbo doesn't know anything about racing, and he always asks me, he goes, is Winx better than Black Caviar? And in Jared's heart, no. He still loves Black Caviar. But I think it's
fair
just
enough.
that
She was
love affair.
unbeaten.
Yeah.
She's a champ.
Phenomenal.
Just so I know, what was his name again? That bloke?
Mark Robinson.
Okay, well, Mark, you rubbed me up the wrong way
Oh,
today,
okay, you're calling him out.
But that's not to say that you won't win me over in the next few weeks because I'm going to stick with AFL 360 and I'm going to get informed on the sport.
I love it. I appreciate that. Sometimes it can be a bit one-sided air when I'm talking AFL.
Yeah, it's like crickets. You and crickets. You actually attended the Collingwood game this week.
Yeah, Thursday night, Brisbane Lions hosted Collingwood up at the Gabba. I drove up Thursday afternoon.
Did you ride the brown snake while you were there?
No, you mean the ferry? No.
The river, yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I just drove.
Oh.
No, I stayed at a mate's house. I took two mates. I mentioned it last week. I took two mates that are staunch rugby league fans and players.
The boys, yeah.
Yeah, and they loved it. I think the Gabba is a good place to watch footy. You're on top of each other, which is a bit annoying. We had a few beers down our back, and obviously we put a few beers down other people's backs accidentally. But
you posted a photo on the Instagram.
I'm also, Borgy told me off for doing a drunk Insta story.
Oh, you got in trouble?
Yeah, no, he didn't get in trouble. He said, no, in fact, Borgy loved it, but I won't be doing any more drunk Insta stories for the leg up.
I don't think I saw the drunk Insta story.
It doesn't matter. It wasn't
but I like the photo.
I was just saying, getting out to footy. Yeah, it was fantastic. The boys did mention kind of Robert's a club life member for a rugby league club. Like, he knows his footy and that, and he just thought the lead up and theatrics before the game was fantastic. These guys are good football players in their own right, so they actually picked up. If you're trying to get someone to understand Aussie rules, the best thing you can do is take them to a game.
Yeah, 100%.
And actually see the aerobic capacity with these blokes and how far they're running and the spread and the switch. We're talking 150-metre field most of the time. So they really appreciate it, and it was fantastic. Collingwood ended up getting up by 62 points, so 10-goal win.
Well done, Collingwood.
Yeah, they were dominant. Just sneakily, the line on that was Collingwood minus 8.5. And they won by 10 goals. So
62.
Yeah.
That's a smashing.
Yeah, and a little bit of a backstory. Collingwood had a player called Dane Beams, and Ernie came in. My dog just came in because he loves Collingwood.
He loves the
So
place.
yeah, Dane Beams played for Collingwood, played in the 2010 Premiership, and then moved up to Brisbane for family reasons. Joined the Brisbane Lions. Kind of a dirty, like a bit of a rough exit, like it wasn't super clean, didn't fully burn a bridge. Was then captain of Brisbane Lions. I think he came second in their best and fairest last year. He reverted back to Collingwood at the beginning of this season. So there was all this talk. In fact, Mark Robinson, the one that rubbed you up the wrong way.
Yeah, Mark.
He put out that the Brisbane Lions shouldn't shake his hand before the game. So sometimes there's ex-players and people close to him because you're standing next to them. It's not rugby league where you're running at each other. You're standing next to each other. Sometimes there can be the odd handshake, and he kind of called to say, no handshakes, no. But there was a bit of a frosty reception, but he carved him up, kicked a goal. He was
good on him.
Proper redemption.
Are you a yeller at the game? Do you have no voice by the end of the game?
Yeah, I'm pretty bad. Not just frustration. So if I can, because I'm up high, I'm usually in the nosebleeds, and sometimes you can see better than what they can see. If there's an easy, instead of kicking to that 2-on-1 contest, there's actually a player, laterally that you can't quite see. Yeah, out there, spread it wide. That it's more of a coaching thing. Because I'm a genius of the game.
Yeah,
they should be listening.
It was either before the leg up started, you were going to start coaching.
Yeah,
or do the leg up.
Which I'm still. Anyone out there that's looking for a ruck coach on the Gold Coast?
Ruck coach, yeah.
Yeah, hit me up.
The Suns, maybe the Suns if they're interested.
I might look at Southport. They're a really good squad. Just see if I can do a bit of. I literally have no time, and I love putting more stuff on my plate. So why not? Maybe when my kids grow up, I can be their coach. But yeah, that was the other thing. Instead of doing the leg up, the extra time that I had. Little extra time we had, I was going to do that. But yeah, I do love the strategy and the actual gameplay. So that's more what I yell out. I'm not a get off him, you dog, or anything like that.
I hate hearing people say, "Oh, break his leg."
Yeah,
and stuff like that. I really
when
dislike
someone's
it.
injured and someone get up, you pussy. It's
they do say that. I'm a yeller though. Kayla and I went to a couple of Manly games over the last few years. I would have loved to have gone more, but literally there was one game where Turbo absolutely carved him up, and I think I said, "Go Turbo," 10,000 times.
Oh, you were just loving it.
Literally every time he got the ball, it was but it was one of those games.
Yeah, I am a little bit I can do that.
It was one of those games where he made a half break every time he touched the ball.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just
exciting,
go get him, Turbo, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Wasn't just a Turbo.
But if he
fanatic.
made a half break, I was half out of my seat and
where do you prefer to watch footy at home or at the ground?
Rugby league at home. It's better to watch the game because at the ground you don't see the whole game. But
Yeah,
I
I
love
agree.
going to the games.
Yeah, so do I. I love it. And in fact, we will get on to the next games, but I think we're going to have the footy this weekend as well up here.
You're going to the footy, but unfortunately I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know if you're going to be able to make it,
No.
but if you can, we'll get to that. We'll finish these games. Friday, so that was the Thursday night, Easter Thursday night game. Good Friday, we had North Melbourne versus Essendon Bombers. These are meant to be your Good Friday stalwart games that are there every year. That North Melbourne Essendon game was boring as people are calling for them to be moved because they play each other every year on that day. North Melbourne are completely lost. There's two sides that are in serious trouble that'll probably lose their coach. That's usually the first head that goes on the chopping block. North Melbourne's one of them. Bombers had a good win. In fact, Collingwood and Essendon having 10-goal wins leading into the big Anzac Day game just fires it up even more. Friday night was probably, in my opinion, the biggest upset of the round.
Port Adelaide.
Yeah, they beat the reigning premiers at home.
The West Coast Eagles.
By 42 points.
42?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was
Jeez.
huge. Didn't see it coming. In fact, that was the leg of my multi that let us down. $1.20 was just a value add. Silly stuff. Saturday, we've got GWS. We had GWS Giants play the Fremantle Dockers. Giants were favourites once again. Freo didn't by 24 points down in Canberra. Saturday, another fantastic upset. Melbourne versus St Kilda. St Kilda have been really good this year. I think they're sitting in third or second spot. Richmond beat Sydney Swans Saturday night. Western Bulldogs were beaten by Carlton. That is the first time Carlton have kicked over 100 points in 50-odd games. That was their first win of the season. So now every team has had a loss and every team has had a win 5 rounds in. Unfortunately, my leg of the three-way clam bet last week was Gold Coast Suns plus 26.5.
The Suns got flogged.
Yeah, they got beaten by 73 points. Eddie Betts, who is a small forward for Adelaide Crows, was his 300th game.
Is his name Eddie Betts?
Eddie Betts.
That sounds like a gambling place.
Yeah, Sammy Betts.
EddieBetts.com.au.
Do you know this guy?
No idea.
Oh, mate, he's fantastic. He has been racially vilified a lot in the past. He's an Aboriginal Indigenous player.
Poor old Eddie.
Yeah, he was. Do you remember someone threw a banana at him, like at a player?
Like a monkey joke.
Yeah, it was horrific. But he's
I don't
just
like that.
his attitude towards it is just education. Like he forgives everyone. He's got a big smile on his
Good on
face.
him.
But not only is that he's, in my opinion, the best small forward I've ever seen. He kicked 6 goals in his 300th game.
Good on him.
Including,
Eddie Betts,
and I'll
30
show you
points.
this goal,
36 points.
including a left foot banana from the left-hand boundary. So facing in, back around. No, not a banana, sorry, a check side. Like, you can't kick that. You
Boom.
can't teach that. He's
Good on you,
a
Eddie Betts.
freak.
What a name.
so that
I
was-
love his name.
You do you have said it a couple of
Eddie
times.
Betts.
Monday's game, we tipped Geelong to beat Hawthorn. This has kind of been the Easter Monday game for quite a while. I spruiked it up last week. Quite a very good game. Lived up to the hype. Geelong ended up getting up.
I have something to say about this game.
Oh, tell
From
me.
AFL 360.
Gary?
Why did they boo him?
I don't know. See, okay, so what Blake's talking about is, and we're going to get better at explaining things because sometimes we just talk. Gary Ablett, who everyone would know Gary Ablett. So Gary Ablett, who plays for Geelong, was booed during this game every time he touched the ball. Now, Gary Ablett also had a fantastic game, kicked 3 goals, took one of the best marks. He looked like his dad, actually. So for anyone that doesn't know, his dad was his nickname was God. Like, he was that good. He in the talk of best players of all time, majority of the conversation is Gary Ablett Sr. versus Gary Ablett Jr. Like, that's how good he was.
I actually know who Gary Ablett Jr. is.
Yeah.
Like, I know him. I know what he looks like. If I saw him
He's
in the
got no
street.
hair. He's bald as well.
Yeah, he's bald as a badger.
Bald brothers. So
It's a good-looking
your
human
hair's
being.
growing back.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Look at it. It looks like how I used to get it done.
It
straight
does,
away.
actually. Geez, that's growing back quick.
Yeah.
So they're booing him. Now, I don't know if they're just booing him because he's a good player, because that's something that AFL fans like to do as well, put them off as if that's going to put them up. Yeah.
You loser.
Yeah, boo. Fantastic career. But he also is, and this is where it can get where it's getting a little bit messier, is he's a staunch Christian, and he liked Israel Folau's post. That's it. It just
I heard it had something to do with Israel Folau post.
So he's come out and said, "Look, I actually I follow Israel's beliefs," or he said something like, Israel is very strong in his beliefs, and I understand and appreciate that. Whether he liked that post without thinking or didn't know it was going to be that much of a blow up, but he liked it and then unliked it. So can you believe we're talking about this, by the way, that we're talking about someone that liked a post and unliked it, so 70,000 people booed him?
I know. I like scroll through stuff on Facebook and I like stuff
Do ya?
without even reading it. Like if it's one of my friends, I'm just like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, so that's
Good on you, mate.
Yeah, good on you, mate.
Like
Just it's a numbers game. Yeah, so they're thinking that, so this is the day and age that we live in. He played a fantastic game in front of 67,000 fans. They believed that he was booed because he liked a homophobic post by a player in another code.
I'm just trying to find the tweet.
No, you don't need to find the tweet. It was a picture.
Oh.
And it gave a list of people going to hell. Like, not of people's names, but like
what?
Adulterers, and one of them was homosexuality, and that's what's blown up.
I remember seeing it, but I just couldn't remember it anymore.
Yeah, there was about 5. And look, like alcoholism.
Izzy can do what he likes, and he can believe.
Well,
what
he lost
likes.
his
It's
job for
fine.
it. Yeah, he's whatever. His beliefs are his beliefs. I'm not going to tell him what he should believe.
Would you fire an employee for posting on their personal page something like that?
Well, we can't. Like, I suppose I have staff in my business, and I can't go on their personal Facebook page and go, "Hey, you posted this, pack your stuff." We legally can't do that.
Can't, yeah.
So whether I would like to or not, it doesn't matter.
There is some type of freedom of speech.
There is freedom of speech, but what Izzy lost his job is bringing the game into disrepute. It's in their contracts, things like that. They've got to stay clean cut, and that's why, basically you give up so much of your rights and your freedom to become a football player. And we got to remember that. People are, why are they paid so much? Well, that's a part of it. Because you shouldn't be doing stuff like that, because that's you, regardless of whether you want to or not. People look up to you and they follow a lot what you say. So you've kind of got to be putting the right image out. And homophobia is not on at all.
100%.
And that's where the line was drawn. I'll be honest with you. In Izzy's list, I tick a few of those boxes. Not the homosexuality, but alcoholism. Yeah, that's what I believe they were booing him for. So, yeah.
Well, hopefully they don't boo him this round. We're looking at. He just gave me the hurry up to move on to the next round.
That was a fantastic little segue.
Hang on, let me do it. I'll do it.
We've got a game playing right now, by the way. Oh, sorry, it starts in a little bit.
Yeah, it's on tonight, Thursday night. It
starts in like 15
Anzac
minutes.
Day Eve.
Yeah,
Richmond versus Melbourne.
At the MCG. Now, this is... You take Richmond every day of the week. Oh, I want to get some prices up, actually, so I can tell you, because I'll give you some tips for this weekend, because I reckon there's money to be made.
And then, by the time this is posted, you'll get to evaluate your tip in
so
the Richmond-Melbourne game.
Yeah, this will come out a little bit too late, unfortunately, guys, but it's... big game, kicks off in about 20 minutes. Richmond versus Melbourne. Richmond have Jack Rewalt back from injury, their key forward. But Melbourne were disastrous last week. Now, I never bet around desperate teams.
Melbourne made 5 changes for this game.
3 omitted, 2 injuries, not enough. They're bringing speed into the lineup. Did you think I wouldn't know that?
Speed.
Not actual
I might
speed.
have had you on
no,
that.
You can't beat me. So yeah, I think the changes that they made, they're not enough. Not enough. So we'll see. I still think Richmond get this, but I think it's going to be closer than we think.
Richmond from Western New South Wales get the cash in the first game. Moving on to Essendon versus Collingwood tomorrow, the big Anzac Day clash. We're super excited at the leg up.
I went into it last week, so I won't go into it again. It is my favourite football game of the year, even over grand final. It's a huge game. I just want to give you... Collingwood's paying $1.58, Essendon paying $2.34. Now, that if this was just a normal game, that would be blown out a little bit more. But it doesn't matter where these guys are sitting on the table. You know, they've been top 4 versus bottom 4, and it's still been...
They play.
Yeah, they come to play. So, regardless of... Like I said, I think Pies will get this. In fact, no, I don't. I think they'll beat them by about 6 goals, but who knows? I won't have a bet on this because I just like enjoying this. Oh,
you're going to have a little play.
Maybe.
Something.
I don't know why I said that. I won't write it into anything else.
Lie.
I know, I'm sorry.
Why would you say
Easy
that?
Hate that. I think it's just going to be a fantastic game. If you get a chance to watch it. Guys, I know even our NRL supporters, the Roosters game starts at 4 o'clock. This game starts at 3:20. The pre-game stuff starts at about 3 o'clock. Just watch it for an hour before you flick over to the NRL.
Watch it.
It's just really, really awesome. That's on Anzac Day. On Friday, we have Port Adelaide versus North Melbourne. This is probably... Port Adelaide's come off a fantastic win against West Coast Eagles over there. They're back at home. I think same thing, a desperate team, North Melbourne. I don't know. This might be a stay away as well. I'll let you know. But, bit of a snooze fest game. Not really interested in watching this one. Yeah, snooze fest.
Gold Coast Football Club versus Brisbane, which you might be going to the game.
I'm going to go to the game.
Park at the golf course, hit a few
So
balls.
I was just telling Blake that they let you park. There's a golf course across the road called Emerald Lakes from Metricon Stadium. They let you park there for like $30. Then you get that $30 back in redeemable. So I'll go pay $30 for parking. Actually, I don't think I have to park because if I have a bucket of balls, the parking's free. So I'll take the clubs, go there a bit early, have a bucket of balls, have a schnitzel for lunch, walk across to the Metricon Stadium, watch the game.
Beautiful.
Cab it home.
What were you having the snitty? Bit of gravy, bit of chips?
Mushroom sauce.
Oh, how good's mushroom sauce on chicken or veal schnitzel?
Chicken.
I actually thought about it today when I was younger. Working at the Quakers Inn with our mate Luke Hilton. Every lunch I used to have...
Borgy worked there as well, yeah.
Borgy used to work there.
Yeah.
Borgy used to be a bit healthier. He used to get schnitzel with salad. I used to get schnitzel with chips and gravy, and I'd put not gravy, mushroom sauce, and I'd put a little bit of barbecue sauce on top of it.
In the mushroom?
Yeah.
Have you seen...
should try it.
I hate to mention Luke's name again. Have you seen him eat a schnitzel?
I've seen him sweat up over
the barbecue
sauce.
He will order a full schnitzel and chips, and then he'll cover it in, I'm going to say, what do you reckon a normal barbecue sauce container is? Let's say it's 600 mil?
600 mil, yeah.
He'll do 200 mil.
200 mil?
On one schnitzel and chips.
Do you know
it's
how much
disgusting.
Sugar?
Man, that's why he sweats so much. His eyes start sweating.
He sweats because he gets it's a bit hot for him in the barbecue sauce. I stitched him up once. I got him real good.
Yeah.
My cousin Adam and I,
Adam Campton. Hong Kong Jockey Club. Yep.
We used to go to Nando's all the time. And we were at Nando's one day and we just had a feast and we had a heap of chips left over. And Hildo called us and said, "Hey, I'll be there in 5 minutes." And I said, "Campo, let's stitch him up." So I went in and got the hottest sauce I could possibly get, pumped these chips with the hot sauce, and then I got barbecue sauce and put it on top.
Oh, he would have loved that.
And then he'd come and he sat down and we knew because Hildo...
He's one of the greatest sweaters.
He's a bit of a fatty.
Of all time.
He went straight into the chips.
Yeah.
Straight for the chips.
Yeah.
The first 3 went down beautiful, and then he just started to sweat.
He'd be dripping. He'd be dripping.
And he knew what happened, but poor Hildo.
Poor Hildo getting stitched up.
Getting stitched up over chips.
But yeah, that'll be actually a very good game. I believe both are coming off really bad losses. They're both in contention in this game.
Do we bounce back, Gold Coast?
No, I think this is a tough one. I'd love to say it, but I don't think so.
St Kilda versus Adelaide Crows.
Interesting. line here, betting line here. St Kilda are the favourites. They did have a very good win last week. It's a toss of the coin, this one. I also don't like watching either of these two teams play. I love Eddie Betts and what he does, but yeah, St Kilda $1.85, I'd probably put a plus on it, get them down to $1.50. I think they will probably get it done, seeing as it's in Melbourne.
Sydney versus GWS.
The Battle of the Bridge.
The Battle of Sydney and Western Sydney.
Yeah, the Battle of the Bridge, it's called. GWS Giants were going to this favourites. Them losing last week, that doesn't happen often. They're playing for a couple of fallen players now, so they'll be up and about.
I kind of like my name better. The Battle of the Sydney and the Western Sydney.
Yeah, that was good.
That was good, yeah.
Just didn't have the same ring, so I don't think they went for it.
Segue. Fremantle versus WB.
Western Bulldogs.
Western Bulldogs.
Okay, yeah, see, this is good. Freo were fantastic last week.
I had a better segue into that.
Yeah.
Fremantle.
Yeah.
David Gundy's third
David
300.
David Mundy.
David Mundy is going to be playing his 300 game for Fremantle on Saturday.
I really appreciate you watching AFL 360 and talking.
Playing the Western Bulldogs.
Yeah, look, he's an absolute champion. All-round good bloke. I think he might even be a WA bloke. Went over and went to footy school in Melbourne, and then they poached him back over. He was very thankful for the club, if you saw on that AFL 360
Great
interview.
hair.
He's a good club man. Yeah, he's just one of those soldiers. You know, just one of those soldiers that does the team thing every single week.
He said he doesn't like the limelight very much.
No, and he just gets the job done.
Just likes playing footy.
Yeah, he would have done those 300 games and not missed many. Fremantle will win this, and they're paying $1.44. So put that in your bet slip and smoke it. Hawthorn versus Carlton. Carlton did have a fantastic win last week. I think Hawthorn get the chockies here. And then Geelong versus West Coast. Now, this is down at Geelong, but West Coast wanting to bounce back after a horror loss last week. Geelong, they're flying at the moment. They're going to be very, very hard to beat. So, toss of the coin. I did have a little multi for us out of this game. Are you,
all right, what
are
do
you
we got?
interested in that?
Yeah, I love multis.
Okay, just checking. So, the Port Adelaide versus North Melbourne game, like I said, I kind of wanted to stay away from this because I don't like betting around desperates, and North Melbourne are desperates at the moment. So, you can put this in as you want, but it's only $1.26, so you can probably leave it out. GWS Giants minus 14.5.
Yep.
Are you putting this in?
Yeah.
Okay. Fremantle over the Western Bulldogs minus 15.5.
Got it.
And then Hawthorn to beat Carlton.
$1.35. Three-way.
Yeah.
$4.92.
See, you boost that, you're over
That's
$5.
nice. Over $5.
So
that's our two
your
multis.
yeah.
Put them together, you get 25 to 1.
Absolutely. And the tip, that's my multi, but the tip for the week, watch Collingwood versus Essendon, watch the pre-game. Have a bet on if you want, but just enjoy it before you flick it over to the rugby league if you're watching the rugby league.
Put that in your bet slip and smoke it.
Top class racing at Eagle Farm this weekend. BJ, what do we like?
Our backyard.
Our backyard. Eagle Farm. I don't know if I've ever been to Eagle Farm.
Yeah, it's in Brisbane.
Yeah, I know. It's been closed for ages. Why is that?
They were doing up the track.
Oh, okay.
It's right. Do you know Eagle Farm? I don't know if you know this.
I know where it is.
They're exactly opposite either.
They're on the same road.
Same street.
Yeah.
Opposite sides
I've
of the
had
street.
a horse run second at Doomben.
Davey strap it?
He might have strapped it.
Good on you, Davey.
Yeah.
That's our man in the
That was
actually touch team.
Do you want to know who trained it?
Wouldn't happen to be Luke Hilton,
Yeah,
would it?
and his cousin was there, Chriso.
Chriso was there.
Yeah, Chriso was there. He was ready for a big night after the second.
He would have had a few burly big heads.
Yeah, a few big heads.
He loves his big heads, old Chriso.
Yeah, so we've got the Victory Stakes race 9 at Eagle Farm on Saturday. Who do you like?
One of your horses is in it.
Yeah, it's hard to like anything else apart from Red Zell.
Red Zell.
It's good for.
He's the champ.
He's the champ.
He's easily the best horse in the race.
Yeah.
That's obvious.
He's short price favourite. He's paying $1.65. Next favourite's $4.50.
I would suggest he's slightly under the odds at that price because I don't think he's in the form of his career.
Agreed. There's a couple of good horses in this race. Winter Bride.
We backed Winter Bride last week. She's very
the
good.
week before last, wasn't it?
It might have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Last week or the week before,
Yeah.
something like that.
I'm excited.
She goes good.
Shin's on board.
Blake Shin.
The Chin.
He's a champ.
Is he? Do you know him?
I do know Blake Shin.
Yeah, good guy.
He is a good guy.
That's awesome.
He's very good mates with Luke Marlowe.
Luke Marlowe, we mentioned before. We keep mentioning that.
Yeah,
it's
same
you and
people.
me and Hildo and Marlowe's show tonight.
Yeah, basically.
We miss you, Borgy. Please
and
come
Blake
back.
Shin.
And
Borgy will
Shin.
be back next week. He's going to keep us on time next
I know.
week.
Thank God. We miss you, Borgy. We need you.
We need your watch, Borgy.
Yeah. Your watch over us.
But basically, this race, what price is Stella Victoria?
Stella Victoria is paying $17.
Okay.
You got D. Smith on board.
Dale Smith.
Dale.
Robert Heathcote's stable.
Yep. Resumes after a 17-week spell. Won Dagon trial convincingly. Generally strong first up, winning at Ipswich last attempt. Capable of getting in the money.
Okay. Well, I'm a Ripper run second in that trial. You'll see him.
Yep.
What price is he?
I'm a Ripper. Let me get back to that. Is
Number 2.
$17 also.
$17. Well, she absolutely went like far lap in that trial.
Really?
She's back. She's won 5 races from 23 starts. This is her first race in this sort of company at Weight for Age, but I think she can measure up. If he's not there, if Red Zell's not at his best, she can measure up. She went that good in this trial.
Just keep an eye on.
No, down the bottom. Stella
Stella
Victoria.
I wasn't concentrating because the dog licked the top of my beer bottle.
Borgy,
Ernie.
stop licking the top of his beer bottle.
Okay. $17. What would that
I'm
be
gonna
paying
have
the
something.
place?
I just think she's value.
Be worth having a look at her, the place, or even a queue. What about the queue?
The Q.
Yeah.
No, I'm just backing her straight
Okay.
out. But only a small bet.
I'm
I
writing
just
that
think she
down. I'm gonna
represents
have to,
value. Then you got the Group 3 Gunsynd Classic.
Gunsynd is a very famous horse from Gundawindi.
The Gundawindi Grey.
I've been to Gundawindi. I got a photo next to the statue. They love that horse there.
Why wouldn't you?
Was it that good a horse?
I'm not sure. He was before my time.
What is it? You know how they did the Channel 7 Telegraph Sports did the fake race and had Winks and
Yeah, was Gunsynd
your
in
dad
it?
was riding in
Yeah.
it. Was Gunsynd in it?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know. He might have been. But he was a champion, but before my time.
It was more like
before
the
our
people's
time.
champion, wasn't it? Like it was the people's horse.
The people from Gundawindi, at
Yeah,
least.
they still love it. They talk about him in the pubs.
They got the Gundawindi Grey coffee shop there, and the
Gunsynd
Gundawindi
Road.
Grey barber.
Yeah.
Gunsynd Road, all that.
Just a quick travel tip. If you're going to Gundawindi, spelled Gundawindi, but for some reason in Queensland everyone calls it Gundawindi. There is a Thai restaurant there that I swear on my life is the best Thai I've ever eaten.
Hang on, Sam. It's not a food podcast.
Oh, sorry, Borgy. Seriously, check out that Thai there. I think there's only one Thai restaurant. It's on the main street. Big old diesel mechanic bloke owns it with his Thai wife. The food is phenomenal.
One Thai restaurant.
I'm
It's
sure there'll be
called
one.
The
Gunsynd Thai.
Gunsynd Thai.
No,
Check
but
it
seriously,
out.
if you can find it, it is phenomenal. And like, if you look at the reviews, you'll see everyone's the same.
I'm going to go on TripAdvisor
Yeah,
right now
have a look at it.
and see what the rating is.
Oh, it'll be huge. It'll be the best Thai restaurant in Gundawindi.
Do you know how to spell Gundawindi?
Gonndiwindi.
Gund.
Yeah.
Like Gundawindi.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Gundawindi, Queensland.
Yeah, because it's on the border.
Restaurants.
Yeah, we are eating into our
Okay.
racing time. Just so you know.
Just going to see if I
worth
can
it,
find
though.
it first.
So Keith Kimmins, he tipped me into this, and it is phenomenal.
Oh, is it called Lucky Thai?
Maybe
because that's the first tie that come up and it's got 32 reviews.
Yeah, that'll be it.
Asian Thai, vegetarian friendly, vegan options.
Give us just some reviews quickly.
9 of 31 in Gundawindi. 5-star wedding anniversary lunch. 2 stars, very disappointed.
Oh, okay.
That was
Don't say that because we're giving these guys a rap. The food's phenomenal.
He looks like.
Don't worry about. Okay, this would be. If Borgy's listening to this in the car, this would be killing him.
Amazing flavors in Gundawindi. So
I'm telling you now, it's the best Thai. I've travelled through Thailand quite a bit. This is possibly the best Thai I've ever had in Australia.
So 2 5-stars, 1 2-star. That guy's old crank. He looks like old crank.
I don't know if it's Lucky Thai, but it's on the main street. Just look for it.
That's it.
All right. What do you like in the Gun Sin Classic 3-year-olds? Is it Gem Song?
Gem Song, should be. He's going to be really hard to beat.
He's favourite here.
He was good on the weekend, a couple of weekends ago in the South Pacific behind Fasika. That was the Millard reaction race. He went good. He's going to be hard to beat. A man to touch.
Pardon?
A man to touch.
A man to match?
Oh. That sounded like an erotic book.
Blake has just tried to tip us into a horse called A Man to Match, but he keeps calling it A Man to Touch.
A Man to Touch. Tony Gollan, Larry Cassidy, he can improve second up at about $16, but Gem Song's going to be hard to beat, so maybe the Quinella there.
Okay, just to clear that up, the horse is not called. It's not called A Man to Touch.
It's a man. I've got it written down here in my little black book as A Man to Touch.
That's not talking about this horse. You got a list of men there.
Okay.
I'm on the top.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there any good races down in Sydney?
Yeah.
You got Hawkesbury Cup, don't you?
Yeah, it's my
your home track.
Home track. Hawkesbury Racecourse.
All right, tell me what's happening down at Hawkesbury on. Is it Saturday? Yeah.
You know, I had one of the best days on the punt there I've ever had.
Really?
Yeah.
What year?
And it
Take us
started
back.
so bad. It started so bad. It was when I was working at the pub with Luke Hilton and Borgy.
Yeah.
And all my money was expendable.
Oh, all right.
So I had plenty of money.
You're at that age, yeah.
I had plenty of money to punt with. And I remember I went there and it was Oaks Day.
Yeah.
It was Oaks Day in Melbourne. And I thought Tuesday Joy was an absolute moral. I just thought she couldn't get beat. And Miss Finland, you'd know Miss Finland.
Yeah, I remember
she was
Miss
in the
Finland,
race.
yeah.
So she was favourite and Tuesday Joy was the second favourite. So I thought Tuesday Joy was an absolute special.
Yeah.
So I had half my betting bank on her. And
what race is this?
This was in about the 7th or 8th race. So
Okay.
I'd tried to back winners before that, but I'd left aside about half my betting bank for that.
Yep.
She didn't win. She ran second to Miss Finland.
Wow.
So I was in trouble.
You're down.
And then I had one in the last race at Melbourne. So this was probably about the 7th race, the Oaks was. The 10th race was one of my best bets of the day. I was waiting for the 10th, but I was running out of money and I wanted to have a couple of hundred clams on this horse in the last.
Yeah.
So I was trying to get out. I was
Withdraw?
trying to blast out. I'd gone to the ATM a few times. Maxed.
Yeah, okay.
So it got to the last race in Sydney had just run and I'd done all my money. I'd done all my money in the bank as well.
Yeah.
So I raced home.
Okay, so for people that don't know, you used to live on Hawkesbury
Racetrack. Used to live on Hawkesbury Racecourse. So I raced home only to get a lecture from my mum.
Yeah.
Because I'd asked to borrow a couple of hundred clams.
Yeah.
Eventually,
Carl wasn't happy.
She wasn't too happy. She wasn't too happy.
How many beers have you had? Only a few.
Only a few.
Yeah.
I wanted to back this horse. And let me tell you, the horse was 30 to 1 in the last race. 30 to 1.
Really?
It really was.
Okay.
So eventually I'd got the clams.
Yeah.
And I came back to the race course and I had a couple of hundred clams on this horse in the last race at 30 to 1. And the horse's name was Tears I Cry. And he ended up winning an Emirates Stakes.
Really?
And he won.
That day?
He lobbed at $31. So I had a couple of hundred clams. So I went home.
Did you give your mum your money back?
I went home. My mum got interest.
Oh, well done.
I walked in this horse won. Never looked like getting beat at 30 to 1. And I got back and my mum looked at me and she went, "You lost my money, didn't you?" and I pulled out this big
Wad.
wad of clams, slapped it on the table.
Suck it,
Shut up. There is a future in gambling.
Yeah, what's the...
Stick that in your bet slip and smoke it.
Smoke it. No, there's a saying on that the Facebook page, yeah, the pump, when you're down, look up.
Yeah, so
I love it. What was it called?
Tears I Cry. He ended up winning a Group 1.
Wow, and you're on it early.
I was on early.
$31.
His first try in town, and he won.
How many clams did you win that day? Just roughly, approximately.
I lost my wages for the week
to
start off with. So I was probably losing, like I was only working part-time. So I lost about 600 or 700 clams.
Yeah, we're not saying dollars, yeah.
And
this could be cents, guys.
I probably won about 5,000 clams on the day. Just from one bet.
God, that gets
my
my
had to pay my
sweating.
mum back too.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucked.
Doesn't matter, that's fair.
Oh, she had dinner too.
Oh, good on you. Well, you got it. Chinese?
We went to the local Chinese down the road.
Mate. Then nothing better than a bit of Chinese after races.
Bit of Chinese on Tears I Cry.
Yeah,
what
Tears I
horse.
Cry.
But yes.
Is that why you got that tattooed across your chest?
Yeah.
I thought that was more deeper than that. I thought it was deeper than that. Tears I Cry. I'm like, okay, Blake. It's a bit much.
You've never actually asked me what that tattoo's about.
I don't know.
But
the hair's grown over it now. No one sees it.
I am a pretty hairy human being. But this is a good meeting.
Yeah.
We got the Hawkesbury Guineas. We got the Hawkesbury Cup. I'm having a couple of bets.
So we're going race 7 and race 8. We're just going to stick to these two?
Yeah.
All right, give me who you like in the Guineas, race 7 and Hawkesbury.
Having a little play, only a little play, because we got good odds on E-Ways.
E-Ways. Okay, E-Ways. $17.
$17.
Snowden. On a 7-day backup, should trial early in a fast race, and this campaign's form has left a lot to be desired. Look to others. So, best bets aren't giving you any.
The 7-day backup, we love the 7-day backup.
We do like the 7-day backup.
But
they're hot.
This filly, she took a couple of runs last preparation to get going in Melbourne, and then she got out to 1,400 metres, struck a dry track, and she only just got beat at Sandown Hillside in the Twilight, a listed race. Form around her is really good, like Into the Biss, those sort of horses. She struck a wet track. She just does not go a yard on a wet track in the PJ Bell. And then they run her in the James Carr over 1,400 metres, and that was her second one. I just reckon she's about to peak.
Okay.
Drawn 5, Sammy Clipperton back from Hong Kong.
Sammy's back.
I think she can win.
Okay, I like that. I'm putting that one in my book, not in my bet slip to smoke it. Okay, Hawkesbury Cup. Race 8 for the day, the second last race, 4:10 in the afternoon. It'll start to get cool out there, won't it?
It will be.
You'll be looking. We're liking J-Mac. He is on Chaonic. Actually, one of the first... Chaonic could possibly be the first tip we ever put out across the leg up.
Yeah, I think it might have been, yeah.
Chaonic.
Yeah,
I love that horse knowing that.
Yeah, I think my dad tipped him when I interviewed him.
He did, yeah, when he interviewed. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I like Chaonic. He was really good first up in the Liverpool City Cup behind Dreamforce, who ended up running second in the Doncaster.
Drawn barrier 1.
1,300 metre was too short for him, and then he is another horse that doesn't go a yard on heavy track, so they run him in the Ajax, which he acquitted himself pretty well for a heavy track. He only got beat 2.5 lengths. And then they run him in the Doncaster Prelude over 1,500 metres on a heavy 9, and he got beat 5.7 lengths. But he improved sharply back onto a better surface.
Yep.
He's drawn barrier 1, gets J-Mac in the saddle. $7 is about. Go back to his win on Melbourne Cup Day and the Cup Day Plate over Life Less Ordinary at Flemington over 1,800 metres, and he can win.
Chaonic, I like that.
$7.
It's a bit special, isn't it? You got anything else for us? I've got an honourable mention to one of our good friends. I know we need to stop mentioning our mates that people don't know, but good friend of ours, Pat Allendorf. His father is a champion trainer, was a champion jockey. Is he a good jockey?
Great jockey.
Great jockey. I remember mentioning Pat Allendorf to my in-laws, and he, like I mentioned last week, loved Jeff. I love Jeff Allendorf. Said he was a fantastic jockey, but just a great bloke. But it was Pat's bet in our punters club this week, and he's killed it. We've got the turnover. So he's got the bet next week. He had 42 bets in 5 days.
Did he? He doesn't mind a play, Patrick. He's one of the bravest gamblers I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, he is. He is. One of the blokes was down the coast visiting with his in-laws or something, and in the punters club, and we used an app, and it gives you a notification, and he said it. You know how the notifications clock up?
Yeah.
It said Pat Allendorf has placed 28 bets.
Let me tell you
He's
something.
on fire, though. He's on fire, Paddy.
When he gets on a run,
he's hot. He's
find a
hot.
winner.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something else about Jeff. He's one of the best tour guides.
Yeah, if you're ever in Macau.
Ever. Any of the Leg Up's 5,000 followers, if you're in Macau,
We're well over 5,000 now.
Inbox him.
Yeah.
And he'll give you a tour of Macau.
He would hate that. He'll take you to the steak restaurant.
He'll take you to the steak
Jeff
restaurant.
is a massive fan of the Leg Up. Maybe he'll be watching this or listening to this. We love you, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
He's an absolute legend. So, hey, I did want to ask you, and hopefully our man Adam Campton from Hong Kong Jockey Club can give us a little bit on Sunday, because there's quite a large race at Sha Tin on Sunday. I don't know why I'm looking at the weather. It won't come up. The Chairman Sprint.
Yep.
Santa Ana Lane.
The champ.
The champ is over there.
Do you have a price for us?
No prices, but I want to know,
there will be prices.
Oh, well, I haven't got anything yet.
I'll get it.
So,
$2.25.
Favourite?
Yeah.
Okay, so you obviously got to look at what Moreira's on, the Magic Man. But who's riding Santa Ana Lane over there? Because Zara's suspended.
Bowman.
Huey's gone over.
As far as I know, Bowman.
Hopefully the
riding.
Pressure from the plane didn't bust his lip back over. Poor bugger. She looked fit. He looked fit coming off the plane.
Apparently he'll win.
Yeah. What?
Maybe we should put him in our three-way bet.
Oh, I'm taking. That's my bet then.
That's your bet.
Oh no, sorry, you have it. Yeah, you have it.
No, wait.
We got it. We have literally 4 minutes to wrap this show up and have a three-way bet.
4 minutes.
Yeah, we're going to go well over.
Is that all they let us have on iTunes?
Yeah. Okay. And we've got to put music in on either side of this thing.
Let's wrap it up.
So give me... Borgy is sent through his three-way... We need a win here like nothing else. We're down 400 clams.
400 clams. So what are we going to do? We're going to borrow money off Mum and get some more clams?
Gail, we're hitting Gail up for another 100 clams.
100 clams.
But let's see if we can get back in the winners.
Let's make sure it's more than $5 so we get back our money.
Okay, so I like...
What's yours?
I'm going to take... I had it out before. It'll be my... I'm going to take Fremantle minus 15.5.
Fremantle
That's
minus...
$1.90.
$1.90. Have you got a bet slip?
Nah, but I'll be able to figure it out.
All right, I'll...
Just give me prices.
All
What
right,
was...
Fremantle $1.90.
Actually, no, I'll get a bet slip going now. We got to...
Get a bet slip going. Because we've got Borgy. He gave us minus 6.5 points for the Roosters.
All right, let me just get this up. You know what you're betting on?
Yeah, of course I do.
You always know.
I know.
Okay, let me get the line. So the line for Freo has actually gone from minus 15.5 to minus 16.5. We're putting that in there. Give me Rugby League. Give me the Roosters. What did he say he wanted the Roosters?
Roosters minus 6.5.
That's $1.90.
Yep.
And give us, what are you liking? Racing.
Just tossing up.
We're talking Saturday.
We'll go Hawkesbury because it's my home track.
Yeah, you got to get this.
Let's go with race 6, number 6, Intuition for Rachel King.
$5.50. So we're going the place?
Win.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Win. We only bet win.
Who's Rachel King?
Rachel King, she rides good. She rides for Mr. James Cummings sometimes. Remember when we backed Resin at about 25 to 1?
Yes, I very much remember that.
Yep, well, she rode her.
Okay, so we're having 100 clams at $19.85.
That gets us back in front.
Does it ever? That is phenomenal. 1985 odds boost. I'm using the good folks over at Ladbrokes. Odds boost us up to $22.87.
Beautiful.
That's big.
That 100 clams will go far.
That's big. Thank you so much, Blake, thank you so much. Borgy, thank you so much to my dog Ernie, who's just been clattering around the background. I hope you haven't
Thanks,
been able to
Ern.
hear it. Thank you, listeners. Once again, the support towards the podcast has been fantastic. We got mentioned in Great Australian Pods this week. We're really loving doing this. This is now going to be on YouTube. We've finally figured out how to put video and audio together.
We've got YouTube.
We don't know what happened. We don't know how to do any of this stuff, so we'd love your feedback as well. Hope you're loving it.
Can I ask one favour?
Yeah, go.
Tell one of your friends about the Leg Up.
Yeah, whether it's about our Facebook page or our podcast, make sure you get out there and you spread the word, because we don't do this for any money. We do this for the love of sport and enjoying a flutter. So yeah, if you could spread the word, that would mean the absolute world to us.
For the love of the game.
For the love of the game. Thank you, punters.
Thank you. Put that in your bet slip and smoke it.